Good morning and welcome to the 2023 commencement ceremony of the University of Minnesota, Rochester. How good it is to be together for this special day of joy. Let us pause to remember those who were lost to the global pandemic, including some who would have been here with us cheering for these graduates today. May good memories sustain us. Let us also acknowledge that the University of Minnesota Rochester is located on the land that was cared for and called home by the Dakota, Ho-Chunk, and other Native peoples from time immemorial. This land holds great historical, spiritual, and personal significance for the Native nations and peoples of this region. We are working to hold the University of Minnesota accountable to American Indian peoples and nations. And finally, on behalf of the campus community, I express our gratitude for our supportive city of Rochester. Thank you, Mayor Norton, for being present. And to the great state of Minnesota, remembering the trailblazing founders who established this campus not so long ago. And now, as you are able, please remain standing for the national anthem to be performed by the Pavarella Chamber Players. Seated. Thank you. Students, are you ready for this celebration to begin? Yeah. What a wonderful day to honor each of you, your passion, your perseverance, and your achievements. We have arranged for a marathon as a metaphor. You are crossing the finish line. And I believe one of your chemistry professors is also crossing the finish line. Yes. As we confer these degrees and celebrate your academic accomplishments, let us also honor the innovative work of your faculty and staff, the support of your friends and family, and the deep commitment of the Rochester community to your success. I encourage you right now, students, almost graduates, I encourage you to heighten your attention to this moment. The sounds, the sights, the feelings, the thoughts. You want to crystallize the memory to savor over the coming years. Very shortly, you will be college graduates. I'm so proud of each of you and all that you have done to reach this day of celebration. Finishing college during this historic period of disruptions is a monumental accomplishment, one that holds the potential to strengthen your compassion and leadership throughout your lifetime. I'd like to introduce you all to the UMR Commencement Stage Party. You will find the names of these distinguished guests on page 2 of your program. To my far right is our Grand Marshal, Dr. Anjali Bargra. If you would stand. This year's Grand Marshal exemplifies the commitment to community that UMR values so highly. Dr. Bargra is an internist currently researching stress and resilience. She also serves as Mayo Clinic's medical director for the Office of Equity, Inclusion, and Diversity, and is co-founder of Rise for Equity. Thank you for all you are doing to make a difference in our community and world, Dr. Bagra. Thank you. If you would stay standing, and now I will introduce the rest of the stage party. If you would, please hold your applause until the end of these introductions. Next to Dr. Bagra is Dr. Chad Myers, co-director of graduate studies. Next to Dr. Myers is Dr. John Holman, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Mayo Clinic School of Health Sciences. Next to Dr. Holman is Mr. John Poe, Chair, Department of Education Administration, Mayo Clinic College of Medicine and Science. Next to Mr. Poe is the Honorable Tad M. Johnson of the University of Minnesota Board of Regents. Regent Johnson is here to officially confer the degrees. We are so honored to have Regent Johnson here today. Thank you for officiating the ceremony. Next to Regent Johnson are student speakers Chloe Bunkie and Paul Koch, and faculty speaker, Dr. Jennifer Wassick. I'll tell you more about each of them in just a few minutes. Next is Dr. Marcia Nichols, Chair of the Center for Learning Innovation Directorship Committee, and next is Dr. Molly Dingle, Acting Assistant Vice Chancellor for Academics. Please help me welcome the University of Minnesota Rochester Commencement Stage Party. In front of this stage are members of the University of Minnesota Rochester faculty, as well as faculty from the Mayo Clinic School of Health Sciences. I'm so very grateful to these faculty members. As individuals, they are exceptionally accomplished people, and together they form a creative collective of interdisciplinary educators who are devoted to student learning and development. There are also dedicated UMR staff here in person today. Some of them are working at this moment. Graduates, please help me thank our faculty and staff for their investment in your lives and learning. Our graduates have selected their speakers for today's ceremony, students and faculty from our UMR community. I'll introduce all three speakers before they begin their presentations. Our first student speaker is Chloe Bunkie, a Bachelor of Science in Health Professions graduate, completing the echocardiography program with our partner, the Mayo Clinic School of Health Sciences. Chloe grew up just outside of Rushford, Minnesota, and in the fall of 2019, started her first year at UMR. She soon found a passion for echocardiography and learned how critical thinking, patient care, and technology come together in non-invasive cardiac imaging. Throughout her time as a student, she has been an ambassador and a part of the Health Professions Mentoring Program. After graduation, Chloe is excited to begin her career at Mayo Clinic Rochester. The second student speaker is Paul Koch. Paul is from Austin, Minnesota, and was born in Ethiopia, raised in Kenya, and came to the US at the age of 8, knowing from firsthand experience the importance of medicine in a community. From a young age, he knew he wanted to go into medicine. When it came time to apply, he chose the Med City and the University of Minnesota Rochester. Paul has 2 siblings, making him the middle child, and when he is not being younger brother to his older brother and older brother to his younger brother, Paul enjoys writing, playing ping pong, lifting weights, camping, and getting excited about the future, especially the MD, PhD path. Our faculty speaker is Dr. Jennifer Wassick. Dr. Wassick earned her Bachelor of Arts in English from the College of St. Benedict. She taught high school English for 2 years before pursuing her master's and PhD in comparative literature at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, specializing in 20th century literature in English, French, Spanish, and Arabic. During her doctoral work, she discovered a passion for working with undergraduate students and has been teaching literature, writing, and the capstone at the University of Minnesota, Rochester since 2010. Chloe?
Good morning. It is truly an honor and a privilege to be here today and represent the Health Professions program. I would like to start by thanking everyone for coming and giving a special thanks to all the friends and family, faculty members, mentors, clinical instructors, and success coaches that have been instrumental in supporting and guiding all of us in our journey as students here at the University of Minnesota, Rochester. From all the words of encouragement, helpful advice, pushing us to achieve more, and just being an ear to listen when we needed it most, thank you. The path to this point has been a roller coaster ride filled with many ups and downs and memorable experiences that will shape the way we move forward into our new careers. Looking back to the fall of my first year, I remember moving into the 318 Commons with eager anticipation of what was to come, but also with nervousness as everything around me was so new. And what if I hadn't made the right decision about where I was supposed to be? What if I couldn't improve my cooking skills beyond Kraft mac and cheese? But sure enough, walking around Rochester and meeting fellow students that soon became like a second family to me, I realized that I had in fact made the right decision, and I was exactly where I was supposed to be. As for the cooking skills, we're still working on that. But from that experience, I learned that rather than being afraid of change, it was better to embrace it and adapt to new circumstances. Things continued to change as we had to adapt to new learning styles and ways of staying connected during the pandemic. This brought on many new challenges, some of which made being a health science student even more difficult. Despite these new obstacles, I believe that it allowed for a new perspective as well. We all know change is a part of life, but sometimes forget how much things can change and how quickly they can change. However, through what may feel like chaos, there are things that remain constant. And these things may vary a little bit for everyone, but I think there are some things that we all have in common. This includes the drive and passion that we all have had that has led us to be here today, as well as the love and support from those around us. I was working with a patient during my clinical time a while ago, and he had asked about my schooling and was very impressed that I had wanted to continue to go to school for something in patient care during the pandemic. His comment surprised me because I never really gave it a second thought, as I'm sure most of you sitting here today didn't give your careers in the health sciences a second thought either, because the drive that we have had has remained constant. The passion that we all have to be a part of something bigger than ourselves and to try to make a difference in one way or another and continue to discover has remained constant. This, accompanied by the support of those around us who are there when we need someone to lean on, is a part of what has made us resilient. We have come so far, accomplished so much, and are now ready for the next chapter of our lives. Let us continue to move forward with confidence, knowing that we can take on any new challenges that come with future change by relying on the things that remain constant in our lives. Thank you, and congratulations to the class of 2023.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the commencement ceremony of UMR's class of 2023. I'd like to begin first by thanking God for walking with me, my family for investing, supporting, believing in me, my friends for encouraging me, and my classmates for giving me the honor to represent our class as your commencement speaker. It's a great responsibility, so I hope to deliver something important by the end of my speech. I'd also like for us all to acknowledge and give a round of applause for the parents in the audience. beacons whom many of us students relied on throughout these 4 years would be lost without their influence. You know, these past 4 years have been a whirlwind, beginning with us students enduring a once-in-a-century occurrence of a pandemic, learning to adjust to life in the midst of lockdowns, and then learning, again, to adjust to the new normal of life. These 4 years have been filled with lots of unknowns, and many of us have learned lots of important lessons about strength, resilience, flexibility. But I'd like to focus on 3 key lessons that I believe can be grounding and serve as a ballast for the ambiguities of life after graduation. So, follow along with me here as I use 2 analogies, train tracks and microscopes, to deliver these lessons. The first lesson is about seeking community. To my fellow classmates, I'd like you to seek the faces of the people sitting next to you and get a really good look. You may not recognize everyone and may only be familiar with a handful of people, but these are the faces of people who've traversed a similar 4-year journey as you. These are the faces of those who understand the panic that set in when you first heard you had only 10 minutes left in your first biochem exam, or when you left room 415 or 417 at U Square after the written chem exams, feeling pretty sure that you bombed the test, or when you simply started college and were caught up in the nerves of adjusting to life on your own and excitement about what your future could hold. Our lives are train tracks that sometimes briefly meet and then depart, and at other times, meet and continue in parallel as we share our lives with those whose tracks happen to run alongside ours. It is important to draw the most out of these intersections, and if mutually beneficial, put in the work to make those tracks run parallel for as long as possible. The second lesson is about seeking truth. In the next few months, some of us will be starting grad school, some of us will be starting full-time work, and others of us will be preparing for a vacation or time away from school. And in these new journeys of ours, we may start to feel under the microscope, either of a superior in the workplace or, in the worst case scenario, our own self-judgment. I urge you this: don't be too dialed in or too dialed out of your situation. To find the best quality image of your circumstance, know that it will require a constant combination of dialing in and dialing out. That's where you'll find the truth. Lastly, I hope these lessons will help you all live more intentionally. There are a lot of things that we all care about in life, and these things can only get done and get their necessary attention if we choose to live intentionally. Now, an intentional life doesn't spare you of struggle, and it doesn't even mean that you'll know what will happen the next few months or years of your life, but it can at least serve as guardrails against life's disturbances. I'm sure in the last few weeks, you've been all inundated by people quipping and asking, now that you're graduating college, are you ready for the real world? Well, I hope and believe you can quip back, I am ready for the real world. Because lessons like seek community, seek truth, and living life intentionally will not only make you resilient and involved in whatever community you find yourself in, they'll serve as testament to the seminal growth you've had in these last 4 years as a Raptor. Thank you.
Graduating class, it is such an honor to be invited to give this speech. I never expected a group of health science students to invite a literature professor to speak to them. The advice I have for you today is not about how to study for the MCAT or how to care for patients with complex medical needs. Instead, I want to invite you into my literature class one last time this morning. So let us start by taking a moment to close your eyes and picture your answer to the following very important question. Who is your biggest celebrity crush? Okay, open your eyes. That may not have been the question you were expecting, but that is a question we discussed in my literature class this semester. You might be asking yourself what celebrity crushes have to do with poetry by Walt Whitman or a novel by Toni Morrison. And I would tell you that celebrity crushes have everything to do with building a classroom environment where students are willing to openly share their ideas and discuss difficult topics. Sharing small things about ourselves puts people at ease, whether in a classroom or a clinic exam room. Once a week, I start my literature classes with a similar icebreaker-style question. In my experience, few students are brave enough to venture thoughts on something like the portrayal of science in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein if they do not first feel connected to the other people in the room. Sharing small details about themselves, like whether their celebrity crush is Ryan Reynolds or Zendaya, helps them build that sense of connection. That sense of connection to each other is, I believe, the most important thing students can take away from my literature classes and their time at UMR. And one of the best ways we have of connecting to those around us is through stories. The reason I love teaching literature is because stories have such power to move us and to educate us. So today, I want to talk to you about two kinds of stories: the stories we tell ourselves and the stories that we tell others. First, the stories we tell ourselves matter. One story that students at UMR often end up telling themselves when they are faced with the difficulties of learning chemistry or anatomy is that they are not good enough. Many of you have compared yourself to your classmates and felt like you are not enough. In capstone courses this semester, I saw how important it is to change that narrative. Two different students in two different classes wrote about working in labs at Mayo and seeing the physicians, researchers, and graduate students as superior to them. The story they told themselves was that they were not smart enough, not good enough. Both students, over time, came to realize that their own narrative was holding them back. One of the students began to see failure as an important part of her work in the lab rather than a personal fault. The second student began to see that the other people in the lab appeared smarter or more knowledgeable because they had so much more practice. The narrative changed from one of inferiority to one about the possibility of learning and growing through practice. These students changed the stories they tell themselves, and that changed their performance and outlook. Second, the stories we tell others matter. It matters that I share with my classes that I was once a first-generation college student who called home crying the first semester of graduate school because I thought I wasn't smart enough to be there. Telling my story to others does two things. One, it makes others feel more connected to me, and two, it can make other people feel less alone. In an age where so many of our ideas of what other people experience come from curated images on social media, it is more important than ever to tell your own real and authentic stories. Sharing your celebrity crush in your literature classroom is a small story, but it practices this skill while also providing you the ability to develop and control your own narrative. Thank you all for sharing your lives and stories with me in your classes, capstone presentations, and hallway conversations. I have learned so much from all of you about what it means to be resilient, about what it means to be kind and empathetic. Your stories have changed the way I view myself as a teacher and have led me to value relationships far more than rote learning. Thank you all. I will leave you with a final, more serious question than your celebrity crush. One of my favorite poets, Mary Oliver, ends her poem, The Summer Day, with a question that I love and that I want you to take with you today. Tell me, what is it you plan to do with your one wild and precious life? I hope that your answer to that question involves changing the story you tell yourself to one of resilience and growth. And I hope that you keep telling your story to others, even as you are writing the story of your future. Good luck to all of you graduates as you begin the next stage of your wild and precious life.
Thank you to all of our speakers for your wisdom and for using your voice. Would the co-director for graduate studies, Dr. Chad Myers, please come forward?
Thank you, Chancellor. The Bioinformatics and Computational Biology program is a highly interdisciplinary graduate program that trains students at the intersection of computational sciences, medicine, and biology. Our students are working on a variety of data-intensive problems, from everything from mining thousands of genomes to understand the basic principles of life, to designing the next generation of crops to better feed our world, to developing AI-based systems that better diagnose and treat disease in the clinic. I'm very proud of our 2023 graduates, and I look forward to their important contributions to society as they leave the university. So it is my pleasure to present the 2023 University of Minnesota Rochester degree candidates for the doctoral degree in bioinformatics and computational biology. The first is Quincy Gu. Quincy's advisor is Dr. Stephen Hart. Quincy, please join us on the stage. And Stephen. Is with So it's with great pleasure that I present to you Dr. Quincy Gu, Bioinformatics and Computational Biology. Congratulations. The next candidate for the doctoral degree in Bioinformatics and Computational Biology is Deepak Kumar Sharma. Deepak's advisor is Dr. Guoquan Zhang. Dr. Zhang could not be here today, and in his absence, I will have the honor of hooding Deepak. Deepak. It is with great pleasure I present to you Dr. Deepak Sharma, Bioinformatics and Computational Biology. The next candidate for the doctoral degree in Bioinformatics and Computational Biology is Luis Vasconcelos. Luis's advisor is Dr. Matthew Urban. It is with great pleasure that I present to you Dr. Luis Vasconcelos, Bioinformatics and Computational Biology. The final candidate for the doctoral degree in Bioinformatics and Computational Biology is Noemi Vidal-Folk. Noemi's advisor is Dr. Yuk Sham. And Dr. Sham could not be here today. In his absence, I have the honor of hooding Noemi. It is with great pleasure that I present you Dr. Noemi Vidal-Folk, Bioinformatics and Computational Biology. Would the Acting Assistant Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs, Dr. Molly Dingle, please come forward?
It is my pleasure to present the 2023 University of Minnesota Rochester degree candidates for the Master's of Science degree in Bioinformatics and Computational Biology. Mantha Chun. The second master's candidate is Nicholas Hansen. And the final master's candidate is Carolyn Ann Lumby. Graduates, when faculty talk about what they like about teaching here, their first answer is nearly universally the students. We have asked a lot of you, and you have risen to the challenge. I am deeply grateful that you have shared your talents, skills, and passions with us for these past years. I'm confident that you will take these, plus all you have learned here and the ways you have developed here, and do wonderful things in the world. It is now my pleasure to present the 2023 University of Minnesota Rochester degree candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Health Professions and the Bachelor of Science in Health Sciences.
Presenting the candidates of the Bachelor of Science in Health Professions. Aisha Farah Adam, Respiratory Care. Chloe Lynn Bunkie, Radiography, or Echocardiography. Emily Jane DuPont, Sonography. Kadar Farah, Respiratory Care. Aaliyah Gall, Respiratory Care. Kate Helgeson, Echocardiography. Kimberly Hernandez, Sonography. Bray Hopp, Respiratory Care. Kristen Lageson, Echocardiography. Tanya Ann Meek, Radiography. Ellie Danielle Miller, Sonography. Madison Taylor Nelson, Sonography. Brandy May Ninkinen, Echocardiography. Peyton Elizabeth Slathog, Sonography. Kimberly Michaela Treble, Sonography. Catherine Wu, Respiratory Care. And now the candidates for the Bachelor of Science in Health Science. Mariama Abdouali Ahmed. Amal Ahmed. Dawood Al-Dawood, with high distinction. Hala Al-Dawood, with high distinction. Petra Al-Ghadi, Distinguished Capstone. Rakaya Ali. Isabella Ruth Allison, with high distinction. Jennifer Alvarado. Enrique Alvarez. Vanessa Andrade. Omar Perez Arandando. Mackenzie Louise Babb. Cameron Jane Bunting. Tessie Burley, Distinguished Capstone. Carly Cederstrand. Janelle Lee Chang. Karen Ann Conan. Ryan Colburn with high distinction. Hukila Contreras Vital. Isaac Crow. Savannah Dehart. Alexis Molly Delati. Allison Joanne Douglas. Bree Dubray. Ashley Ekren, Distinguished Capstone. Gavin Ingalls. Faduma Farah. Asma Farah. Aloha Deanara Feu Romero, with distinction. Allie Joy Feeland, with high distinction. Amber Flanders. Chloe Marie Flitter. Brianna Freechek. Tenzin Gankar. Logan Gaylor, with high distinction. Jasmine Gonzalez. Rachel Gooding. Sumaya Abdul Qadir Haji Youssef. Carly Marie Hampton, Distinguished Capstone. Josie Hannikin. Abby Lynn Hendrickson. Patricia Hernandez, with high distinction, Distinguished Capstone. An Huang. Emma Hoff. Sedona Leilani Hunt Holland. Maham Hussein. Karimatu Jallo. Alec Gustav James. Amber Johnshoy. Aubrey Corey. Paul Gabriel Koch, Distinguished Capstone. Katie Kamashevsky, Distinguished Capstone. Mitchell Xavier Koza. Olivia Kubista, with distinction. Raina Lamb. Emily Lang. Jeremiah Leak. Soomchai Lee. Julia Licari, with distinction. Chloe Ann Line, with distinction, Distinguished Capstone. Kevin Lovold, with distinction. Mackenzie Lumen. Mai Li Luong. Cheyenne Lee. Ella Eileen Lynch, with distinction. Eliza Meyer, distinguished capstone. Iman Mohammed, with distinction. Najma Mohammed, with distinction. Leslie Dianara Morales Delgado. Deborah Barara. Chloe Sarah Morin, with distinction. Jenny Mua. Doan Khan Win, distinguished capstone. Lillian Tochuchu Wakaria, distinguished capstone. Kara Nias, distinguished capstone. Chinwe Cynthia Obi. Isabella Rose O'Brien. Madeline Olson. Faiza Yassin Omar. Athen Mikal Ortega, with high distinction. Vanessa Oshman. Anna Parkin. Parth Patel. Alexis Danielle Peña. Caitlin Elizabeth Pitlick. Olivia Marie Ralston, with high distinction. Destiny Regalia, with distinction. David James Reisenauer, with high distinction. Joshua S. Reasons, with distinction. Joseph D. Reasons, with high distinction. Lily Esther Rick. Jack Todd Raisler. Eileen Sanchez. Emily Sletchinger, with high distinction. Chris John Schmidt, with high distinction. Deco Sheik. Safa Sheikh Ibrahim, Distinguished Capstone. Noah Shore. Caleb Michael Zale. Cameron J. Summers. Samantha Spatafor. Isabella Stephan, with high distinction. Mira Estelle Storms, with high distinction. Madison Faith Straw. Braden Robert Stromberg, with high distinction. Lee Tao. Kirsten Tyson. Grace Thyan, with high distinction, distinguished capstone. Kaylee Marie Tellino. Eula Sering. Ashley Tupy. Kylie Van Dyke, with high distinction. Kimberly Vera. Bailey Vinji. Lily Vinji. Caitlin Heather Woolman. Brandon Va Meng Yang. Samantha May Yang. Shua Yang. Aniso Youssef. Yusura Yasin Youssef, distinguished capstone. Sydney May Zemer, distinguished capstone. Caitlin Marie Zilmer.
Oh, there it is. Wonderful. Thank you. And with pleasure, I invite the Honorable Regent Tad M. Johnson to the podium to confer the degrees. Regent Johnson.
Thank you, Chancellor. Now, will the graduates please rise as they are able? Upon the recommendation of the faculty, by the authority of the Board of Regents of the University of Minnesota, and with the completion of all remaining degree requirements, I now confer upon you the degrees for which you are qualified. Congratulations, graduates. You may now move your tassel from right to left. Congratulations, good luck. Chancellor.
That left-sided tassel means that you are now alumni of the University of Minnesota. I'd like to invite Madeline Hammerland, a 2013 graduate, to the stage. 2013, the first graduating class at the University of Minnesota, Rochester. We look forward to congratulating Madeline and her 2013 classmates at your 10-year reunion on June 17th. Madeline?
Good morning, everyone. Hello, my name is Madeline Hammerland, and I'm a graduate from the University of Minnesota, Rochester, class of 2013. I'd like to take a moment to express my appreciation to each of you for leading to this day of celebration and accomplishment. Congratulations, class of 2023, and welcome to a new community, the UMR alumni community. You and I now share both a legacy and a future. The next steps you take can be guided by your ideas of perfection, or you can be guided by your lived purpose and your responsibilities to your communities. When I graduated 10 years ago, literally to the day, I had no understanding of the vast difference between pursuing perfection and practicing purpose. As we gather in celebration, I'm living my purpose. With each day, I am practicing, I'm practicing with each step, each job, and each word to create a world that is more equitable, inclusive, welcoming, and peaceful. I practice while organizing in education and public health systems, on political campaigns, and I practice while completing my graduate degree in community development and research. I practice now as a housing campaign organizer to help my neighbors statewide create safe, healthy, and welcoming homes, no matter where we come from, what we look like, or languages that we speak. When you leave this auditorium, you will enter a new phase of life, and it will once again require courage and honesty. Some adventures may begin here in Rochester, others may take you far away from here. It's possible you'll return to school for another degree, or you'll accept a job that allows you to live your biggest, most imaginative dreams. You may find all these things to be true or not, and that's brilliant, because you are here to grow and impact one another. I love listening, and I love collecting true stories and finding patterns. I asked my fellow graduates from the class of 2013 what they would tell themselves 10 years ago, and the primary answer was work hard. And so, I prepare you for the truth. You need to be ready to work hard. You've already demonstrated your commitment to your desires, developed strategies to pursue your purpose. Take these with you. They will serve you as you create and deepen relationships, as you face obstacles, and when exploring your purpose in any environment. Practice who you are with each step, with each choice. And the second theme I heard was that with the perfect house, the perfect job, the perfect anything, it did not equate to fulfillment or happiness. I shared and listened to stories of perfectionism and its limiting effect on creativity and imagination. So please work hard. Spend time knowing yourself and who you will practice becoming. You and anyone you meet are deserving. And finally, the last bit of advice for everybody here: run away with the circus as often as you can. Say yes to bold adventures ahead. And again, welcome to the community. Congratulations, class of 2023.
Thank you so much, Madeline. Now, all of you folks robed in black with your mortarboard tassels hanging down on the left, it is official. You are college graduates. Now, I don't know how you imagined yourself when you pictured the end of your undergraduate journey, but this is it. I remember welcoming this class just a few summers ago, in the time before the pandemic for some of you. You had each written a statement about the source of your passion to make a difference in the world through a career in health. I knew you held wonderful potential then, and as this innovative campus has grown and struggled and strengthened over those 4 years, I have been a witness to your growth and struggle and strengthening as well. Growth in knowledge and competencies, yes, but also through struggle, a strengthening of your curiosity, your compassion, and your courage. With Madeline, I welcome you to the UMR alumni family, a growing group of difference makers working towards solving the grand health challenges of the 21st century. Others in this alumni family are out there moving toward their aspirations right now. Many have served on the front lines of the pandemic, as have some of you graduates, and we thank you. And now you join that alumni family to continue your education, care for patients, conduct research, enhance healthcare policy, reduce health disparities, invent medical devices, lead healthcare startups, and more. Know that we want to stay connected. We will continue to care for you. We have confidence in you. And we are grateful to have had the opportunity to invest in your learning and development. Earlier, you shared your gratitude for faculty and staff. Now, graduates, would you please, with a round of applause, thank all your friends and family members who have supported you. Please, this is an applause of gratitude for family and friends. We don't do this alone. And now, a UMR commencement tradition is to celebrate as a class by throwing our hats into the air. Now, this is a once-in-a-lifetime photo op. We do have a professional taking the photo, and you will get a copy. So I want you to get organized. This is to be a synchronized throw. So you've become very good at group work. Let's get our photographer poised and ready over here. All right, do you want to be standing or seated? How do you want to do this? Standing, all right. And what I'm going to do, don't throw yet. I'm going to do the 3, 2, 1, and then throw. All right, not yet. All right, so, are you ready? I don't think so. I see some hats. I know, bobby pins, just pull them out. Here we go. All right. Ready? Yeah, okay, that's what I need to hear. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, throw! Woo! Good, thank you. We got the photo. Thank you. You may be seated. We have just a few instructions as we recess. We'll have our Grand Marshal leading the stage party, followed by the faculty and staff, and then finally the 2023 graduates, our newest alumni. Just a few more words. Graduates, you are ready for what's next. Go boldly, living on purpose, guided by passion, learning as you grow. I now pronounce the 2023 commencement ceremony for the University of Minnesota Rochester closed.